It's Wednesday, if you're still counting, that is. Welcome along to the MUTV Group Chat. And it's a beautiful day here in England, everywhere in England, which obviously makes us feel an awful lot better. Great that you've joined us once more. The lads are here, of course. You can see with Ben that he was right. We're going to all get great weather on the Wednesday. There is a future for you, mate. Never mind about football or football country. A future for you in weather forecasting, quite clearly.
Glad to be of service.
It does make everyone feel a bit better. Any big plans today, lads? Anything? Golf course, Maisie, anything like that?
No, I'm going to sit in the garden, mate. I'm going to soak up the vitamin D's for my skin.
Very good point, mate. Yeah, Wes, you'll be out, won't you? So
Friday, no. Friday, go for me, Stu.
All right.
Are you playing with Friday, Wes?
Friend, mate.
Right.
Let's just first of all bring a bit of reaction to yesterday's show from social media, emails. Maisie does feature in these, actually. This one from Jay. Who's David May's favourite darts player? I'm a massive fan of you guys. My favourite dart player is Gerwyn Price, brackets, I am Welsh. I like darts. I don't know who that is. But Maisie, obviously you have a dartboard in the background. Yeah. Who's your favourite darts player? Says Jay.
I do like Michael van Gerwen, I have to say. Yeah. Just his passion. I love his passion. I love a bit of fist pumping on the stage. Love it.
And this one, Maisie, Alistair saying, David, hit the gym. Simple as that. No picture of Alistair. We don't know whether he needs to hit the gym, but he's saying, David, hit the gym.
Looks all right, Maisie.
It's it 2 or 3 times a day, Stu. Social distancing.
I know.
Alistair, tweet us. What's up with you?
Fling it.
Yeah, fling it. Exactly, Ben. Abusing us.
Disgraceful. This one we had Viv Anderson on yesterday. He said, Viv had an amazing career. He's got some nice stories. Great chat, lads. Thanks for that. And a nice story on Facebook from Wesley McCulloch. My dad went to school with Viv. He was a centre forward at school. My dad told me a story when he was in hospital in 1979 after having a serious work injury, the day he was due to have trials at Nottingham Forest. Trevor Francis was on the same ward as my dad, and the Forest team came to see him. My dad shouted out to Viv, now then, you Clifton reject. Viv turned around and said, now then, tell, as you mate. And he had all the Forest team around his bed and even spoke with the man himself, Brian Clough. So thanks for that, Wesley. Nice story about Viv Anderson, who was with us yesterday. The news from yesterday, guys, interestingly, all of the players, 748 players and staff in the Premier League, all tested for coronavirus. 6 positive tests from the 748 players and staff who were tested. Players returning to training today, socially distanced training, obviously, in small groups, but 6 positive tests from 748 players. And the feeling seems to be that is, if you like, okay, that's acceptable. 3 of those tests were from Watford, whether it's Watford staff and players. What do you make of it, guys?
I think there's always going to be people, wouldn't there, that were carriers or did test positive, but you're looking across 748 people, as you say, that's less than 1% have tested positive. So it's about maintaining that now and making sure that going forward we keep the numbers as low as possible.
Yeah, whereas the players back today, obviously in small groups, but it does suggest that we are on the way at least to the resumption at some point.
I think in all it's a good test result. I don't think a lot of people I thought there would be more.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I thought there would be quite a lot more, but I think with the results coming back like that, it's ready to go for every team now. I think the Premier League will start to push it a bit more, and we'll start to see some dates on when games will be coming up now.
Yeah, that's the next thing.
Have we had anything? Mate, go ahead. Has anything come out of Germany from the weekend?
Yeah, no, I've been looking for that, and I've heard nothing about.
It might be too early to tell.
Positive tests and what after? No, I must say I haven't heard that. It'd be interesting to check that out. But that's the next thing, isn't it? Next year, to find out when we might resume, what the dates are, when the games are, etc. Right, listen. On to our guest, and we've got another treble winner on the show today. Goodness me, we've had so many on this. I think it's show number 38. We've had so many over the weeks and months. Feels like years, doesn't it? Swedish winger Jesper Blomqvist joins us from Stockholm. How you doing, mate? It's great to see you.
Hi there, guys. Nice to see you and hear you all.
Oh, yes.
Weather looks good there, Jesper.
Not so bad here in Stockholm either, but it's been terrible for a couple of weeks. Really, really cold. But now, hopefully, the heat has come to stay for the summer.
You've handled, or Sweden have handled this so differently to most other countries, and certainly here in the UK, with a lack of a lockdown, really. But from your perspective, how has it been?
Well, if I talk from a very personal perspective, it's been really frustrating for me because, you know, I followed England a lot, reading the newspapers. I followed Italy a lot. And to, you know, countries being so near each other in the same region and in ways, at least some same kind of people doing completely different approaches to this corona situation. It's been really hard to grasp. And as I like to understand things, it's been hard. The brain to process everything and understand how it can be so different. But I've come to the solution in the end that you can't really, it's the way that it is. You have to wait and see. I mean, now we're having quite high numbers of deaths in Sweden, and if you compare it with the percentage of the population, so we are, I think people are starting to realize it's a bit of a struggle at the moment, but still it's quite calm and people enjoying a lot outside.
But you have a restaurant, pizza restaurant, which I'm sure many people know about. Some might not, but has that been? I mean, obviously restaurants here have not been open at all for months. Have you been open throughout?
We have been open throughout, and we've had really almost business as usual, really. But we're a bit outside the center of Stockholm, so we have more people staying home. There's a lot of people staying home working in Stockholm, but so they stay more outside. They don't go into the city center, so we're a bit fortunate there, and we had more takeaway than normal as well. But I don't know, maybe I could show the outside service areas. We've taken away 50% of the seats, so you can keep the social distance even though you sit outside. But at some stage when it's been raining, we've had some problems with a lot too many people inside, and you know, then we have the government trying to check the restaurant. So we've been a little bit, you know, at times trying to stop people from coming in the restaurant because when it's been bad weather.
Maisie says it's the best pizzas anywhere. Maisie, explain it to us.
Phenomenal. They are unbelievable. I swear. I
know you would say that anyway, Maisie, but I no.
Yes, but honestly, God, they're absolutely amazing. They are. And if anybody gets a chance to get up to Sweden, you've got to go and have one of Jesper's pizzas because they are absolutely amazing. And the where it is as well, it's an absolutely beautiful place. You sit outside, as Jesper is now in the sun, few beers, 2 or 3 lovely pizzas between you all. What a place.
Yeah, I show you here is.
Yeah, let's see the view. Just have a look at that.
Oh.
Here is the view of almost of Stockholm. You have it on the other side of the water.
It's fabulous.
So it's nice when the weather gets warm. It's really beautiful to sit outside.
It's an incredibly different life for you, though, as a professional footballer. A remarkably different life. Why does it appeal? Why does it appeal to you?
No, but it's very different in a lot of ways, and I'm learning so many new things all the time. But the thing that it's the same. It's actually the passion that I found that I've had all the time, more or less, since I moved to Italy, for food in general and wine and coffee. And now I get the chance to really work with my passion again. So that's for the first time in like 15 years, I feel I'm doing a work that I'm really almost as passionate about as I was about football. So for me, that's the same. But of course, it's completely different in loads of other ways.
Well, I better talk about football actually, yes, because I think next week is the 21st anniversary of the treble, which is remarkable. First of all, does it feel like 21 years?
No, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't, definitely. Maybe if you look at Macy, yeah.
Easy, come on.
I made you a good player, yes, but don't forget that.
No, I'm just kidding. Of course, it feels really, really strange that it's 21 years ago. And as we had the anniversary last year and met up with everybody, it was a fantastic atmosphere, fantastic feeling. And it was such a great thing to meet up last year.
I mean, really, I know we know the injury problems that you had after that season. So if you're going to play one season for Manchester United, that's the one to do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's always been my comfort when I look at my career and see that it was quite short, but at least I got to be in the best season of all season at Manchester United, and that fills me with joy and proud anyway.
I was reading that Sir Alex, I mean, he tried to sign you a few times, didn't he? I mean, he obviously rated you. I mean, you turned him down a couple of times, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. In the beginning, I didn't feel like I was ready to move abroad. So I stayed another 2 years since I played Macy the first time in 1994 in the Champions League. I wanted to develop more, and also I was very, very young, and I needed more experience in all areas. But then 96, when I felt it was time to move abroad, I was focused on Italy, and at that stage, I think still Serie A was the league to play in, really, and AC Milan was the best team in Europe. They've done really well in the Champions League for a couple of years in a row. So that was my main target, really.
When you did obviously join, goodness me, you had as we can see here, a dressing room full of characters, strong characters. What was it like for you to be sort of thrown into that group?
No, but it was hard for me. I mean, if you compare me and Yorkie joined at the same time, but Yorkie, the fantastic person he is, and the strong mentality, he just throws it, starting to make, you can correct me, but laughing and having a joke with everybody. I think I was very much more quiet and tried to just, to get to know the environment and keeping a low profile. And it's hard to come to a big club like United in the beginning if you're not used to that environment. It takes time, especially for me. It took time definitely to settle in. What
did you make of the lads then when you first saw these big characters?
Yeah, no, I don't know, but it was still, you could feel the how shall I say, the joy and the positive atmosphere, and people, really having a laugh, having a go at each other, and in a positive way, in the dressing room. It was a lot of laughter and banter, and you can, as much as I could understand of the Mancunian dialect, it was a good atmosphere and feeling.
Sorry, Maisie, go on.
No, I got introduced by Phil Neville to Jesper, and he actually turned Jesper round, because that's the only thing I ever saw of him for like 90 minutes in Stockholm when we played in Gothenburg. Then, Maisie, you recognise this lad, don't you? And he just introduced him with his back to me. So that was a dressing room. You have to, everyone just have each other, and Jesper was a fantastic lad. He was, really was. Sorry, Wes.
No, I was just saying, I was like, but I was just getting in the team, Stu. I was a young pup of the team. I was trying to stay out of Maisie's way, just so I didn't get it as well. Jesper knows what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I mean, Jesper was brilliant, mate. He come in, in a position where Giggsy was there, and the way the gaffer alternate put everyone in and put them both in, and absolutely fantastic. To come in at Man United and perform like that, and win the treble, and with some of the performances that you put in, I mean, you can't ask for more. Even as a manager, the way he signed you and you've come in and just produced, the feeling must have been unbelievable, Jesper.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just what you say about the manager as well. I think he did that a lot with a lot of players that he brought in as well, that he really kept faith in them. Even I know Van Nistelrooy, he got injured when he was supposed to sign him, but he kept faith in, I still, don't worry, just make sure you get your rehab right, get your knee right, and we'll sign you then. And he had that, so he wasn't just looking for players. He really was specific most of the time, at least when he wanted a player. So he was interested. I felt the way after 3 years he was, trying to get me, that he just didn't want a left-footed midfielder. He wanted me, and that, gives you a lot of encouragement and when you come into the squad as well, you feel like you're wanted in a way. Of course, I knew it was really tough competition with Giggsy, but I felt he wanted me and really wanted me in the squad to help the squad, and so that felt great. I don't know if you Wes and everybody agrees in that sense that he was really giving players the confidence that they were the most important ones. He was good at that, according to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was good to me. A lot of slaps across the head, but he's definitely good. Definitely needed him.
Yes, but wait, obviously you would have been familiar with the United players from TV or playing against them when you joined the club. But were there any players you trained with and you thought, wow, he's better than I even thought he was? He's brilliant. Were there players you trained with and thought, wow, they are good?
I think in a way everybody surprised me. It was, and we the willingness to train and to get better, and the competitiveness in training and in the games, all that. But if I should pick, I think if I pick two players, it would be Scholesy, definitely number one. I mean, he could do stuff in training that you would never ever see anywhere. Of course, he did it in games as well, but in training it could happen even more magical things when you're playing possession, for example. He had such a great vision and feeling. And then I have to say Bex as well, for me, took me by surprise. Also the way his work rate and willingness to work hard, and also his how should I say, way to see the game. I mean, I knew he had a great right foot, but even if you have that great right, you have to know how to use it, how to read the game, to put those passes not just straight on players, but when they're running and the crosses. And he also really surprised me in a really great way.
Ben, Danny, you want to ask something to Jesper?
Yes, but what would have happened if you didn't have long sleeve shirts? What would you have done? Because you always used to pull it over your hands, didn't you?
I think maybe if we could find a clip, I think I scored one goal in pre-season friendly down in Australia with the short sleeves, and I tried to do the celebration there as well. It didn't look that good, I think.
That was one thing I always used to remember. I was thinking, why did he do that? And as a young lad, we never used to ask you. We used to think, why is he doing that? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, but that was also a thing for me. I took it from my childhood club, really. There was and this was like Division 4 or 5 in Sweden. And so it was very low in my small village. But one of the players there, he used to do like this. Yeah. And then I liked him as a player, and I started to do it. And also always the shirts were too big. And then when I came to United, I realized Dennis Lowe also, that was one of his trademarks, and I just kept doing it, really.
Yes, but you obviously started on the other side. I mean, you favour your left foot, obviously, but where do you stand in the modern day game of managers using sort of wide players on the opposite side so they can cut in? Do you think it gives them more effect?
I mean, I think it's depends on how you want to approach the game, what kind of attackers you have. If you have great finishers in the box that are good at heading or one-touch finish, then I would prefer more of the wide players who can cross. Obviously, I'm that type. I prefer that. But if you approach the whole game in a different way, then that can be as good as anything to go more inside. And it's of course more difficult, I think, if you ask Wes or Macy to defend against a player who can go both ways. Take Aaron Robben, I think, is maybe one of the best examples, cutting in and having a shot. His dribbling skills there going inside is you can hardly not stop him. If you have to let him go down the wing instead. Macy and Wes, what do you say?
Well,
yeah,
I only got tricked out of me once, Jesper, and that was probably by you. Well, twice. You and Stoichkov.
Yeah.
One. The first time it was against you in Gothenburg, where half time I got the biggest rollicking off the gaffer, and at full time I got the biggest rollicking off the gaffer. So I must thank you for that. And then second one was Stoichkov at Old Trafford, where he nearly broke my ankle. Because I thought the only way to stop him was to boot him. I did that. And 2 minutes later, he absolutely nailed me. So yeah,
He was tough and big as well. Stoichkov, really strong guy. Oh, yeah.
Jesper, we were talking about 21 years since the treble, but did you lose your medal in the new camp, or you thought you'd lost your medal in the new camp?
No, but I lost it during the honor lap there when in the beginning when we were jumping like crazy. I lost it, but then I realized I still had the what you call it, the band around my neck there. No medal. So I had to start running backwards in my tracks, and eventually I think I found it, or somebody else helped me. But yes, I did.
Also, yes, but I was wondering, in the 21 years, has Roy Keane spoken to you in the 21 years since the pass in Turin that led to him missing the final?
It took a few weeks, but we've been joking about that. I've been joking about it a lot. He was obviously really upset, and you can understand his bad temper and feelings, missing the final. But we looked at it, Macy, the other month.
Yeah.
We agreed it wasn't that bad a pass.
When that was, I mean, that's incredible to think that was your last game for United, the final. How difficult for you was the next couple of years? People talking now about mental health and those sort of things. How difficult was it to not be playing and to be constantly in rehab, and how mentally tough was it for you?
No, but that was completely mentally draining. But the good thing is that in a way that you made small steps towards recovery, comeback, but then again you took back. So at least you had some positive during the way, but then you got back again. And I mean, constantly for 3.5, 4 years, waking up, and the first thing you do in the morning, you feel on your knee how swollen it is today. Can I train? Can I do anything? And I restricted myself from. I wasn't walking into when it was the worst times. I wasn't walking outside. I just did my training and stayed at home. No walking in town. No playing golf. Couldn't do anything except the rehab training. I was so focused, and of course that gives you some mental. It's tough mentally to be in that, constantly be in that mode of afraid of having a swollen knee all the time.
Yes, but just a quick word about your former teammate Ollie as well, obviously in charge of United now. You've been keeping an eye on United this season?
Yeah, well, now the last couple of months not so, but of course I was the season. I followed. I watched more than ever. I think of United. I'm getting more a fan than ever, and it's a great feeling as well to be on that side and watching with a lot of emotions. And I must say I admire Ole and especially the way that he's kept his faith in his idea and really strong mind, and there hasn't let anybody affected him. And now you started to see really, I think, quite strong sign that he's starting to. It's been a hard road, but he's stuck to his ideas, his philosophy, and also the other thing that I like, he's never let the club is always the biggest thing for him, the way I've understood it and read and see everything, and that's also really admirable for me as a United fan now, to see that even though maybe it would have gained him more to buy some big name players just to make sure that they win the next game, but he's resisted that and said, no, I don't want to. I want to stick to it. I don't want to just bring in players to save myself. And these two things I've really appreciated when I've looked at his leadership and his first 1.5 years at United.
Yeah. Before we go, lads, anything else you want to speak to Jesper about? Ben?
Let's get on the next game, yes, when we all join up.
Yeah, what? When?
No, Maisie, when will they? I don't know when that will be now.
But hopefully, sorry, I didn't hear you right there. No, but it would be. I really miss everybody. It's been a long time now. Normally there is something happening every 3-4 months, but wow, it's gonna be tough now. I don't even know when they leave us. Let us go from Sweden. I think we Swedes will be treated harder than everybody else in Europe as well, since we've had this different approach to the coronavirus.
We'll come to Sweden and you can do a few pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have to come and visit me instead, and I'll take you out on the golf course. I moved house now, so I'm just living 3 minutes from my golf course. So that's I'm looking forward to you guys come visiting. We'll eat a lot of pizza, play some golf, and have maybe 1 or 2 beers as well, Macy.
You still like those Legends games, don't you? Yes, but you've still got a bit of magic. You still got a bit of magic.
You realize when you get older now that you have to train even harder just to maintain just a little bit of. Now I've been taking it easy for a couple of months, and then I went out on the bike and my knee started to hurt just from the bike. So I'm getting weaker and weaker, and it's more important than to go in the gym. So I have to start rebuilding myself for the next Legends game.
Well,
Jason Bucket is looking forward to that, Jesper.
You got to explain this. You got to explain that comment, then.
No,
Come on.
Go on, Ben.
We played Liverpool in it was in Stockholm, and he didn't know which way to turn. Jason, he was absolutely Jesper just tore him to pieces. To the extent where in the second half he moved him over to the other side. It was becoming that embarrassing.
Yeah, and I think it was some quite tough tackles from him in the end as well.
Yeah.
Listen, Jesper, it's thank you so much for your time, mate. Glad you're well. Glad things are going well for you, and we very much hope to be over in that restaurant as soon as possible.
Yes.
Thanks for joining
Next
us, mate.
time we make the show from here, guys. So
Absolutely.
good to see you. So good to see you all. Take care in those strange times, and hope to see you soon in real life.
Yeah,
Take care.
Love
Thanks
that.
so much.
See you later, mate.
Great to see you, Jesper. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Take
Well
care.
done, lad. Thank you. That's great news. We've got an invite for Malibu, Maisie, and now one for
Malibu and Stockholm. Absolutely. Can't wait.
All right, guys. Thank you for that. We've got 2 guests tomorrow. We've got the head of United's head of academy, Nick Cox, on the show, and also United fan actor Will Mellor, also on the program. You can email us mutv@manunited.co.uk. mutv@manunited.co.uk. Look forward to your company tomorrow, guys. Enjoy the day. See you later.
See you later.
Guys.